Today we are going to talk about decision maker objections. All right, I've got 7 core teaching points for you. This is really going to help you guys to turn some of that apprehension into action and get something booked. Step 1, affirm their process. This removes pressure. Never fight the chain of command. Respect it. An example would be like, absolutely, I understand completely. Every school has a process, and I want to make this easy for you. Affirmation builds trust and lowers their guard. 2, ask one clarifying question. Find out exactly what they need. For example, you can say something like, just so I can support you well, who else needs to be looped in on this decision? Sometimes I offer to set up a call with whomever that is, or set up another call with more of the people who are needed to make this decision. This also helps you to identify the real decision maker. 3, offer to equip them. Your prospect usually doesn't know how to explain your value, so make it easy. This is where you can say something like, I can send you a short 1-page summary that you can forward that explains the message, the outcomes, and pricing clearly. Would that help? This would be your proposal of services, or alternatively, this could be an alternative form of this. Sometimes in these kind of scenarios, I blend together like my proposal of services without pricing on it with an infographic or some of those 2-page documents that are somewhat like an EPK to this individual. Now they're no longer alone and you're helping them succeed internally. It's also helpful if you can include links to your favorite videos on this sheet, because videos, if you have them, are going to speak much louder than their words or some text on a page. 4, ask about their timeline. You want visibility into when the answer is coming. So, for example, you could say something like, when do they usually review requests like this? I want to make sure I follow your timeline. You could also ask if there's some sort of board approval process that needs to take place. This will help you to space out when you're going to touch base with these people and make sure that you're not harassing them in the in-between. Now you have a really good follow-up window. 5, offer a 3-way call or another group call. This is only if you really need it. Sometimes the district wants to hear directly from you. Sometimes the decision maker wants to hear directly from you. You can say something like, if it's easier, I'm happy to hop on a quick call with both of you so they can ask me any of their questions. No pressure, just support here. I kind of mentioned this earlier. It can be really helpful to do this. And sometimes they will offer to set you up on a call with them and they're not present. And sometimes there's reasons for this. Personally, I have witnessed when we go in for a big package and I'm talking with a superintendent, at the beginning of this process, he will have his counselors and principals on the call. And then towards the end, it's all district officials because we're talking about big numbers here. So respect these processes. 6, reconnect their why. Bring them back to why they reached out in the first place. You could say something like, when we talked earlier, you mentioned you wanted to get ahead of these behavior issues before the end of the year. This is exactly what this program is designed to support. This keeps their desire alive and helps kind of reiterate, let's get this done in a timely manner. 7, set a clear next step. Don't leave your calls open-ended. You always need to either be booking a follow-up call, like booking a call from a call, or a touch point from that call. Examples could be something like, I'll send over a summary or I'll send over a proposal, forward it to you, and then we can connect on Thursday after you hear back. Does that work for you? You can also say something like, hey, just looking at my calendar here while we're on this call, does next Tuesday work for you? And then they'll look at their calendar and then you can like more comfortably book that call. And doing it that way, just bring it up casually. All right. So these are different ways that you can handle decision maker objections and reroute things. One thing to consider, if the decision maker or individual you're talking to has an objection on price, this is a case-by-case basis, and it really depends on what your practices are. I'm sure you guys have heard what I have said on the podcast that Jared and I did. If you haven't, highly recommend going to watch that YouTube video that's on the Speakhive channel. But I explain it to them this way if it comes down to price. If you guys have the means to bring us in at our standard rates, I really appreciate that, because that allows us as a company to go back into the pot and help out schools that have no funds or minimal funds. So I'll be honest with you, you be honest with me, and we'll see what we can do to make this work. That's a take you can use. Use it in your own way, of course, make it your own. But if you stand firm on your price and you're like, I'm in a season where I'm not leaving unless it's X amount of dollars, then sometimes you got to leave these on the table and say, well, I'd love to work with you guys. It's maybe just not a good fit right now, but I'd love to reach out maybe next year if you guys get some funds together, or if somebody on my team would be happy to help you guys identify what funds could be used. You could apply for some grants and we can look at this at a later date. Or, you can just say, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me, but I know a speaker that lives near you that could probably come for that rate. Would you like me to connect them with you? These are just some options. As always, there is a document linked below this video. You guys can go over it. There's some action steps. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see y'all in the next one.